now for something completely different. And we're talking about inspiration. And I can remember going to pick up my father, who worked at Buick Engineering, and one day coming out of their experimental garage was a 356 Porsche. It was like a spaceship. You know, you looked at that. Of course, you put this back in the mid-50s. We're sitting there in a 56 Buick watching something like this roll out of the experimental garage. I had no idea to this day what they were doing with the car, but they were obviously studying the car. And it always just left this impression. And so years later, I had acquired a 356 and restored it, and then in a weak moment sold it. And so I'll let you.
Yeah, he sold it at a very opportune time. I told him this last night. He sold this car. He had this green 356 tan interior. You know, it was a coupe like this, just like this, but green, a little more original. That he bought from one of the Zender brothers up in Franklin. I'll never forget all this. We trucked the car back, and I was excited. You know, I thought the car was cool, and I wasn't even in high school yet. You know, we're getting it through high school. You know, we had the car, and it had a little carb trouble. You know, the car ran good, but you know, going uphill sometimes was a little sketchy. You know, it sounded a little funny on the sweater. He sold the car when I was 15. And I got my permit. Yeah, probably smart on his part, right? So I got my permit, I got driver's license and everything, and then he looks at me and says, "God, I should have held on for that car for you to drive." I wanted to wring his neck. Now thinking about that today, I was like, man, I would have been the coolest kid in high school. I would have been the Now he's got this new one that's, you know, far and away above and beyond what he used to have. And once, you know, he didn't go any details on this, but this is what they call an Outlook. You know, it's a Porsche 356, but it's got speedster seats in it. It's got that Stinger exhaust. What is it, built 912 motor, I think? Yeah.
It's a hot rod to Porsche, just like the early hot rod was a hot rod to early Ford, and so it's just a fun car to drive. It's like it's like a go-kart actually.
You guys would not believe how solid these cars are. I don't know. You guys have a lot of opportunity. There's a lot of gentlemen in the room here with some experience. So I think some of you have been in these cars, but just still to this day, after having been in Challengers and thinking how solid those are, this car is almost equally solid. It's just unbelievable how solid the 356 body was.